What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. How you doing this day? Finally, freaking Friday. I'm happy as can be, and unfortunately, I made a mistake. I'm learning how to use um, the stuff here in my workshop, and I heated up because I had air bubbles in. Trying to get the air bubbles out. I heated this up too much, and it actually boiled, and it's ruined. It's messed up. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to recarve on the other side that logo. Just sand this and just say this is just my serving platter that I have here at my house. You learn. The more you do something, the more you learn, because that one I messed up at the same time that I was doing this one. Look at that. Got this one right. So, the more you know, the better you get. Now all I got to do is take the tape off, let this finish curing for the 24 hours, and then route the edge of it. So this is my Joe Boo butcher block / serving thing. You don't want to cut on this side. You cut on this side. But in your kitchen or your bar or wherever, you've got this sucker. So it came out looking good. So at least I've learned. Because the more you do something, the more experience you get, the better you get at it. And that is the truth. And I have looked at things that I do now versus what I did 10 years ago. It's night and day different. You learn the more you do. So the Dallas Cowboys are having to learn how to do better. The great thing is Dan Quinn, I think, is a great teacher. He's got a wealth of knowledge. Does Dan Quinn know everything? Heck no. And it was funny this morning because I read a comment from somebody, because I said, it's a great thing that Dan Quinn is coming back. The comment that they made was, yeah, well, take a look around. Nobody wanted to hire his ass for one of those openings because he sucks. Okay, if that's your take on it, we have Dallas Cowboy fans are going to be the most cynical fans in the world. No matter what happens, they are literally negative Nellies on anything. They can look and say, Dan Quinn sucks, even though he took a defense from 27th to 7th, and nobody wants him. Well, okay, whatever. I just can't help some of you guys. You're just beyond reproach. But I look at it differently, that it may be that Dan Quinn kind of went into those negotiations half-heartedly thinking, I really want to see what I can do with Micah Parsons. And maybe the fact of the difference of being a head coach versus being that assistant's being paid is the same as a head coach, maybe that kind of made him think, you know what? Why do I need to be in a hurry to get back to being a head coach? I can learn some more things before I become and put that pressure back on myself. Heck, life's pretty good right now where I'm sitting, and I'm going to stay there. So here's what's pretty cool. The Pro Football's Writers Association, in another one of the alphabet soup companies, outlets or associations, that's it, have their Executive Coach and Assistant Coach of the Year awards. Coach of the Year, Mike Vrabel, and you look at it and say, I know they failed the first round of playoffs, but the fact that they made it through the season without their star running back, Henry, for the most part, yeah, they did pretty good. That they may just be a quarterback really away. Ryan Tannehill with the 3 turnovers, not all of them were his fault. You look at that and say, yeah, a quarterback is important. Bill Belichick, Executive of the Year, and you got to also look at people will say, well, they didn't do that great. But I tell you what, to take the rookie quarterback, Mac Jones, and do the things that he did with them, to have them play as well as they did, and having a winning record coming off of a bad year, having lost the GOAT, yeah, I could look at that and say that's pretty good. And then you have Dan Quinn being the Assistant Coach of the Year. And I don't know how you could look at it any other way, because the Dallas Cowboys going from 27th to 7th, not with a whole bunch of big name superstars, with a defense that was just god awful. I mean, they were god. I mean, let's be clear. As much as Cowboy fans as we're bitching and moaning about the season and Jerry Jones, guys, the season we had with this defense, the way we turned it around, gives you hope for the future. I'm sorry, some of you guys just get on my nerves with the hate and the not satisfied. At least this team didn't regress. You can look at a team like Washington, who everybody picked to win the division and said they had the best defense in football, and you're not going to be able to make a move around those guys. Well, guess what? Those guys regressed. Those guys, you don't even think about talking about them being a good team in the future. You don't put them in playoff conversations. So it's time for us to get over ourselves. I know we want excellence, but come 2 weeks and 2 days from now, 3 days from now, no, 2 days from now, it's going to be 31 teams that are all in the same boat. They're going to look at it as, we weren't good enough to be the one. We're all in the same boat. But I will take where we are going right now versus the New York Giants or the Washington football team and a lot of other teams. We have the makings. We have the capabilities. I think we actually have some coaching that just needs to be better, that maybe needs to learn a few tricks. You know, people are down on Kellen Moore, but, you know, when things are healthy and right, and maybe we can say the same things that we say about Dak Prescott, that he needs to have a running game, that he needs to have healthy, he needs these things to be able to call the games that he really can call, that can make a difference. And you can't fix all of your problems in 1 year. It doesn't work that way. As much as we would love it to be that way, it don't work that way, guys. It takes time to get things together. We're not patient, I know. But hey, what you gonna do? You can yell and scream and kick and holler and everything else, but sometimes you're gonna fuck shit up. The thing you gotta do is learn from it and figure out how to do it right the next time. That's what I always try and do. And that being said, I'm gonna get the machines over here fired up, get me some more work done here in the workshop, and I hope to see you guys tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, for our live stream. We'll be talking about all of the things that have happened this week with the Dallas Cowboys. And baby, that's a lot. A whole lot. I'll see you then. Peace.